Alright, so my old lady way of bringing boards over here is working out great. I don't know what is being constructed over here, but I had to help him level it out. So he's busy with someone right now with yard landscaping for the front yard, because we have to have some stuff done in the front yard. But anyway, I just wanted to update you guys because I know there's been like a few of you that have been on the edge of your seats wondering about the I don't know if you say opossum or possums. Opossums? I call them possums. But anyway, I know you've been really worried about them, that they died underneath my shed, and I'm just gonna, just do a little visual. Hopefully they're not gonna be in the screen. There's my blackberry bushes over here. Joe's finally had enough of the country backyard, and he wants it all feng shuied, so he's gonna get feng shuied, which means that down there is gonna finally get painted. The siding is awesome, but that's just such a freaking eyesore. And there was supposed to be a deck all the way around, but that's when we'll call it Kovic. His dad calls it Kovic. He, after hearing it like a million times, he still calls it Kovic, so I'll just call it that. I think it's really cute, and I don't want to correct him. So at that time, wood prices went up, like skyrocketed. So we never did the deck to wrap around. So that's the old deck. So that will eventually come down, I guess. That was for my, I grew the lattice right there, which just looks like stupid there, but it would serve a purpose, a country purpose. It was for my vines, for my cucumbers. But you're gonna see my last year's vegetable garden. It's just like horrible. It just needs to be dumped, and this year's is gonna be bigger. But last year's was great. I had so many tomatoes and kale and all that. But they're talking over there, so don't listen to them. So it looks very sad. But they work great if you ever want to plant a garden. My heart is so fast right now. But the water goes through they're like canvas bags, and they grow great. But I just left it, and the cats got to it, so I'm gonna do another garden there. Joe has a garden idea, but this is the possum, but the possums technically they say died, but they did not die. So as you can see, everyone was up in arms. They were like so pissed off that the possums that Jules killed possums. Can you believe it? Because the possums were so confident, and they were going in the cat house, which I've been told this is a horrible looking cat house, but it's supposed to look like an outhouse. It's really old. Joe built that years ago, like 15 years ago. And then he had that green whatever stuff in there. He thought they needed light, so he broke out a piece but they don't need light. So I really should just take the whole blue whatever green thing out. It look better. And no, it wouldn't look better painted, I don't think. Well, maybe like white, like a pale white. You know, that kind of, what's that called? I don't know. I'm not really artsy, but the stuff that's chalky, like chalk paint. Maybe that's something, a hobby I can do. But this is the she shed for anyone that never was sub to the Tiny Butterfly Queen. This is where all the clothes are, and it's filled wall to wall with clothes. Anyway, so my point to this video is, although also pointing out all the defects that you're going to definitely eye up. Where the hell are our kayaks? Oh, they're back there. So that was blocked off. But there's this thing called tunneling, and they tunneled, and they did not die a horrible death. There would be a horrible smell coming from opossums. They came out on this side. So I just wanted to do a visual. See, this is country life. I'll be like, why is your yard so country? Well, this actually looks good from when I met Joe, because it was actually like extremely puttery. See, if you look closely, you can see there's a hole into there. So they just went out there. He just blocked off the side, so they didn't have like easy access to easy access to the cat food, and they were getting really fat. They were so big. But I actually don't like possums with the people that were like up in arms, which they were just being like that just to, witch at me about something. This is the grapevines. They came this year. Hopefully they'll come back bigger next year. They really didn't care about the possums, but I'm just being funny because, I care about wildlife. And I knew they'd be fine. I knew that he was not going to trap them under there to rot and smell my she shed up. So, but for those that were worried for I guess, I don't know when I took down the Tiny Butterfly Queen. I don't know, a year ago. You've been really sad about it for a year, worried about them. I'm just giving you I'll show you this. give you an update, you know, so important. This is the brooder box. This is when they're built, but we didn't use it anymore. But the last chicks stayed in this, and then he puts them on top of it. But a brooder box just means like I guess they just grow. The little tiny chicks and grown. We grew so many ducks and chickens in here, like tons and tons, and they live in here till they're big enough to be able to like fight back with the bigger hens, because when the whole phrase henpecked, that actually is a thing. The bigger ones henpeck the younger ones, which is just women that like to henpeck each other. But so you gotta wait till they're big enough. So they get pretty big in here, and they keep trying to get out. Or we used to be in the garage actually, so they could get out, but the doors were shut, and then I have to get them and put them back in there. And I think he brought it out here so I could play with the ducks when they were little, I think. I don't really remember why he brought it out here, but it just stayed here. If my voice is quivery, it's just my heart rate is really fast. So, no, there's nothing really wrong with me. But I think we're good on chickens. This year we didn't have, all my chickens and ducks getting killed. Well, we didn't have any we had just a few fatalities, but they were not done by me stomping on them. I didn't stomp on any ducks this year. To the person that wants to know, I didn't stomp on any baby ducks, and the chickens were good. They didn't have to be cordoned off in a very small area, which we were very worried about. They had a nice life out here this winter, and the hawks stayed away for some reason. The hawks, we usually have crazy amounts of hawks out here, and this winter was hawk free, so they must have found another really much bigger little farm, or bigger farm, not bigger little farm, a bigger farm where was much more to eat, and so they left ours alone. So we have so many eggs, I can't even, they're coming out my ears. I'll do a video on my eggs. That's one of my hobbies I have to do, or collect my eggs and put them at my egg stand. There's my little hammock. I need to wash it. I got a little dirty from last year, and I don't know what that was. What is that? Well, the wind and the rain all messed up the tarp. Oh, that was when that's right. They got too big for here and the garage. So that came out of the garage, so the motorcycle and all that stuff could go. He cleaned out his garage and made a man cave. And then they were too small to be in with the big ones, so they went in there. And then I told him I was afraid they were going to die because they were going to get wet and cold because they were still on the smaller side. And so he put a whole bunch of tarps over it, and there was 4 tarps. I got him to put on there, and I guess the last one just disintegrated over the winter, so that's why it looks jacked up. But that's country life. You don't care. You don't compete with your neighbors for attractiveness of your yard. There's a black chicken over there that got out and wants to get back in. Keeps trying to fight with the other chickens, but they can't get in. But I don't know how they get out, because there's tarp all the way, or whatever, all the way up to the top of that pole. But somehow they find one little hole they get out of. Thankfully, there's no license plates visible, but you guys already know who we are, so it doesn't matter. You definitely know who Jules is. Jules is is it infamous? Jules is infamous for all the horrible things she's done. So I figured you guys wanted me back so I could be infamous for some more horrible things that I don't do. I do accidentally make you upset about the possums. And the chickens and the ducks, and I just mistreat farm animals so poorly. Good thing I didn't get those 2 goats I was planning on 2 years ago. I didn't get my goats because they would be living a horrible life right now with their mom with knitted sweaters on in the winter. I would definitely gotten knitted sweaters. I probably gotten KFC. I would have gotten you to get. I would have bought sweaters for you to see if you can knit them for them. All right, guys. Well, that's still in the future. Goats. Someone asked me if I wanted some goats, so you were just going to give them to me, but they were big. I want the little tiny ones, and I was like, no, sorry, I feel bad, because she was in the middle of a divorce, and they were going to go to auction, which basically meant slaughter, or someone take them, and I couldn't take them, so I felt bad. But now I got another story. Julie sent the goats off to slaughter. That's really sad. Jules could have saved the goats. I can't save everything. I mean, come on. I'm just practically perfect, but I'm not perfect. Just practically.